You're listening to littlepodcast.com.
Why you gotta take it there?
Retake. This isn't gonna work.
We're not talking about any integrity in
We
this
are
room.
trying to exploit a generation.
Ever tell you about that time when I paid for Chinese food with the DVD? The grease is the gravy.
You guys played footsie over the table.
Well, yes, but that's irrelevant. I can smell Pepto-Bismol from here. It tastes like an antacid tablet. Why are there so many Draculas everywhere? No. There's potato vodka everywhere.
Welcome to Born in the 80s, episode 230, the health and wellness podcast.
Thank you. Oh, fucking no. I clicked on the homepage for Weasel.com, and if you want to see
Are there a
some
lot of animated
furries
GIFs?
in some poses,
Okay, hold on. How do I spell
not
this?
work safe.
Incognito.
W-E-S-Y-L?
Weasyl, Weasel.com.
Oh, boy, those are some sexy foxes.
That's right. There's an
Adam
EV
would love
wearing
this website.
Jolteon's wearing a thong here. That's
Oh, that's what that is.
I've seen worse.
Oh, I have too.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know,
this is-
Overwatch has spawned a surprising amount of fan-made porn.
Oh yeah, they use the Source engine. The Source
Really?
filmmaker. Yeah, it's just like a Source filmmaker, so you can take the
So do they
sprites out
like
of the
hold
game.
the actual That's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. Blizzard has been like, hey, if we catch people that are doing this, they'll get banned. So, make that your own. But Matrices has made a lime freeze Rockstar energy drink fursuit prop. So let me just save image as and keep that to put on the website. Fuck. Oh, all right. So before we get started, I just put this on. We need to introduce ourselves. I'm John, your host, joined by my co-hosts,
Matt Haig!
and oh my god, he's gone.
TJ
Did
May.
TJ just get kicked off the call while I was looking up personas?
I'm TJ May, and I'm here too.
Okay, I'm gonna assume TJ looked up furries and it destroyed his computer.
Yeah, I don't trust my computer connection now. I'm back to the phone.
Okay.
Oh, hey,
I see. He wanted to join in on the
to,
fun and look at the weird
a
stuff.
rollicking start. Everything is a smooth running ship here.
Heyo.
Whatever that means.
So don't go to Weasel.com, but totally go, but not at work. Do not go at work. Do not go to this at
It's
work.
totally safe at work.
It is
Especially
not
if
safe.
you work with children or like the elderly.
It is not safe at work. What was that?
What is happening?
TJ,
Okay.
what are you doing?
Failing at life.
Why are there 4 people connected to this call?
Is Adam here?
No,
Did Adam hear about the foxes?
I like that we razz on him about him being a furry. I've known him my entire life, and there's literally zero reason for me to think that, other than the fact that he posts pictures of like actual foxes. Like, man, I want to get a pet fox. I think they're cool
Sexy
animals.
foxes.
Well, he never posts pictures of them, like drawings, just actual animals, like cute dog videos. But I've taken it to this extreme in my mind, and he's not here to defend himself. So, but Adam
Hey,
said
you
he
know
wants-
what? That's
he'll
what we
be
do. We
back.
create our own fictions. Adam's a furry, and Spanish bus driver guy will always be Spanish bus driver guy.
Oh my god, even though we heard from him and he is an avid listener, and we will get to that in our listener feedback section that is going to be going.
That's
so
what they call a teaser.
Yeah. Thank you. This is good. This is all good. I've got my web browser on my computer right now is a fucking mess. I've got Weasel.com.
How many clicker games do you have open?
I got a clicker game open. I got the audio recording. I got an extremely long blog post about how the 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood poem is misread by everybody.
Yeah, it's bullshit. Also, this podcast does weird things because a couple of weeks ago, my internet history was all whale penises and dolphin reproduction.
Yeah,
so-
I fear our listeners and us are all going to start some sort of weird like NSA search. Like, okay, these guys are up to something. Like we're getting hits
don't
all
know
over the
what.
U.S.
But I have to solve it.
I mean, I'm just gonna say that I have found an image that I will share with everyone called "A Wasteful Death" by Nomax, and is a painting of a cheetah tiger lady effigy where she's clearly passed on. There are roses around this painting and incense burning. And I'm going to say this is extremely well painted. Whoever did this is very talented. God, here we go. Bit of unusual.
They're definitely dedicated to their craft. Let's make that the thumbnail for the episode.
It will be. What did you say they are? Dedicated to their craft?
They're dedicated to their craft, those furries.
Dedicated to their craft. That may be the episode title. Wow. I have so much to talk about. Yet we have
You didn't do shit this weekend, so.
Their craft. I spelled "their" wrong on the little notepad. Here we go.
THEI''YRE.
Yes. I wrote... before we move on, I have to read the description. A bit of an unusual theme for me this time around. This is the cover for an ebook by Kindar. You can get the book
Is that
here.
available on audible.com/byte?
No. And since my own words probably really won't do a well-formulated synopsis, I'm just going to go with what Kindar wrote on his own. The law of the jungle rules. When only animals around are people, they must hunt each other for food. When bodies are left unclaimed and unpaid for, it's a registered investigator's job to find out who did the killing so they can be made to pay the tax. Marlet.
Is it tax on murder now?
Marlet. I don't know how to pronounce Marlowe. Like Merlot, but with an A. I'm going to say Marlowe is such an investigator. And when he is on the case looking for a killer of one of the larger pharmaceutical companies, the vice president... Wow, this is some good English. He finds himself
he killed the larger pharmaceutical company?
I guess. He finds himself having to deal with... The EpiPens were too much. Having to deal with the narrow-mindedness his small-town upbringing instilled in him. And having to decide what he must do about his partner and lover, Trembor. So yes, if detective stories are up your alley, it might be worthwhile to give it a grab. Give it a go and grab it over here. If you enjoy it and want to support me further, you can find his Patreon over here. I'm going to link both of those on the thing. And, you have to buy it. I'm not paying money for this. I don't have a preferred store, but can I see how much this costs? It's $3. Boy, this guy's making a lot of money per month doing this. Matt, do you want to guess how much money Kindar is making a month on his Patreon?
How good is his not porn?
They are not porn. Or at least this doesn't seem to be. Maybe there's porn in it.
Well,
but...
I suspect this will be the kind of community... Oh, I'm a little bit too hot. I suspect this is the kind of community where people are really rabid about it. So, more than you'd think.
$77 a month.
Jesus! Okay. You know what? I was proud of our listeners, but I might just start drawing fox porn instead.
I'm going to say this. Our listeners have been supporting us quite well. Oh, shout out to Brett,
shout out
for donating.
Scoutsies.
And anyone else that's born in the 80s was not showing up on the Patreon searches as Brett.
Yeah, their search is awful.
Well, no, our podcast was listed as adult content, so it didn't show up in searches. I delisted it as adult content because I thought like explicit language would make it that, but they're like
porn.
Exactly,
like
which is what I thought. I was like, oh, people aren't going to just pay people to make porn. Oh, yes, they are, and they do.
Did you really think people wouldn't pay people to make custom porn?
I mean, I guess. I don't know. Kindar has a really weird-looking pledge video on his site. I mean, it looks like he's taking it from the back of a car or a van. I mean, I'm just going to play it right now. Boy, that guy's got a beard. Got a beard on him. That looks like he's in the back of a van right now.
Oh, share it in the Hangout. I wanna look at this page.
Okay.
On like the chat window or something.
This is bad because like, listen, I don't want to make fun of people for doing something that they love and paying for it.
No,
because
no, it's fine. Just do it.
I'm saying this is no, I'm not making fun of this. This guy's doing his stuff, man.
Oh yeah. I'm always fascinated by subcultures that I am totally separate from.
Yeah, so good on this guy. I'm giving him some free stuff. I'm not going to make fun of a wasteful death. I mean, I really do want to buy this and read it live on the podcast, but, you know, I'm not going to. But I really want to. But we are getting Patreon donations now, so I do have discretionary money to spend on podcast things. So, such as buying...
I wrote a song about that. Here it
anyway.
is.
That's what I try, looking for ways to be satisfied.
What are you...
San Diego, try out my luck. Came back 12 months later.
Matt,
That's,
what are you doing to us?
That's Douche Nozzle's I'm Gonna Steal Your Search Engine Optimization Born in the 80s song.
Oh. Really?
But I made it better with a remix. Here you go.
Thank you. Let's hear it.
90s, at least that's what I try, looking for ways.
Be satisfied. Went to San Diego, try out my luck. Be back 12 months later, get on my stuff.
What is... It sounded like he got eaten by a robot in the middle of that.
That might have happened. I mean, he hasn't released an album in a while, so maybe.
Yeah, so, anyway, yeah, Nilo? Well, I'm gonna call him Nilo. Because that's a weird... Wait, is that the name of him, though? Or is that the name of the album?
No, that's him. The album was born in the 80s, and the song was born in the 80s.
Did he beat it? He beat us to this, though, big time, so I don't want to rag on him too much.
No! We beat him to it. He just out-search engined us.
It says...
Why do all the
Matt,
foxes have, like, bosoms, but...
don't worry about it. Milo,
Okay.
born in the 80s, album, The Bigger Picture, released 2006. That beats us by 4 years, Matt.
Yeah, well, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
I didn't know about that album when I named it this, but whatever. This is a podcast, not a song, so it's completely different, like, media. So, but if you play remixes of his songs, maybe it gets a gray line. But anyway, Blurred Lines.
Well, we commented on it, so it's fair use.
Robin Thicke. All right, so I'm going to close all these furry pages down. No, I was actually going to talk... Oh, Matt, go.
I'm trying to find a noble death, and I can't find it.
I sent you a wasteful death.
Oh, a wasteful death. Well, why didn't you say that?
I did say that.
It's in the doc now.
Yeah, it's all in the doc. There's links, so you can just go to all of them.
I don't look at that.
So anyway, the Google Doc. But anyway.
Oh.
Yep. But anyway.
This makes me feel feelings, John. Why
I know,
would
it's
you do?
well painted. So, sorry, I just want to say I'm having external hard drive issues right now. It's bad. Like when I try and boot my computer up and the external hard drive is connected, it won't boot because I think it's trying to use that drive, and it shouldn't be.
Oh, yeah.
So, and
that
then
sounds like a BIOS thing.
I was trying to transfer files to make like some mix CDs for our trip, and it was breaking the computer when it was reading that disk. So I have a feeling that there's some bad data in there, so I bought a new hard drive. But all of the Born in the 80s stuff is on there, so I'm worried that I'm going to lose all the bumpers. I think I copied the bumpers over, though, while I had it. I have another internal extra hard drive. I did not copy anything over yet. Fuck. Well, anyway, hopefully that works. Otherwise, the podcast will have some new intro music.
I've been meaning to get around to that. I haven't had time, though.
No, that's fine. But it's just...
It's just weird to hear Lance on the intro.
Yeah, he hasn't been on the show in probably like 100 episodes.
One of the people on this intro is still on the show.
Yeah, that's true. So
And 2 next week, listeners.
yeah, possibly. It's a little hint.
Winky winky.
Little tease. So anyway, yeah. So I've been worrying about that, and of course that happened the moment before I went on my trip this weekend, which is why this is being recorded on a different night than usual because I went on a lovely.
They don't
trip
know that. They don't have to know
Island.
that.
Well, they're learning it. Matt, you can't keep things away from our podcast children. They need to know.
Our pod children. Our pod people.
Yeah, our pod people. Thank you. We need to come up with like a born in the 80s. Like, what are the people that listen to the show? Like bite knots?
Hey, this is a shout out to all my bites.
Bite heads?
No.
TJ,
okay.
you got anything?
Hashtag hack the menu. That's all I've got.
Remember to
biters?
hashtag hack the menu. Oh,
Biters is good,
That's
but
it.
that gives bad mental pictures of like very, very painful
Nope.
blowjobs.
Hashtag be a biter.
I mean, if you mix Bite and Born in the 80s, problem is then you get Five Nights at Freddy's references with the whole Bite of 87.
What?
Oh.
There's a
Hey!
Five Nights- Oh, that's
Yeah,
good
Let's
though. Let's get that.
Let's call them
SEO.
our Five Nights at Freddy's does. Right? Hey, all you Five Nights at Freddy's is.
Five
out there.
Guys at Freddy's.
Five Guys.
Hey, you Five Guys sandwiches.
What? We're off. This is off the chain.
Do you see that interview with John Cho and Keith Urban?
No.
So it's this total fluff question where this British reporter girl was like, so if you could have a teleporter anywhere, where would you go? Like, I would want it from my bed to a Five Guys. And they were like, they didn't know what it was. So they're like, to your bed to Five Guys? And,
Oh.
I mean, horribly awkward. And then eventually John Cho was like, what's Five Guys?
That is amazing. I'm just reading this. They're like, no.
No judgment here. No, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I guess Five Guys is not a West Coast thing. It is very
Apparently it's in the Midwest and England.
and East. And in England, big time. I knew that because I've heard lots of people talking about that, like going to Five Guys, like in England, and various YouTube and podcasty type things I listen to from people over there. So, yeah. So Five Guys. If you're gonna reference it, just calling it Five Guys. Be careful. But Five Guys at Freddy's is our new sequel. It's the
Hey, John.
multiplayer co-op version.
Hey, John, when does the podcast start?
It's already started.
Oh, okay.
You gave it the intro when you said the intro, so I just went with it.
Good enough.
I mean, we were so off the rails starting.
That's what I try, looking for ways to be
Thank you for the new
satisfied.
intro music that we're gonna have to use this week because my hard drive is broken. No. Anyway, I
Remix
plugged-
with the Bobby's World theme.
Oh God,
Oh
no.
no.
This is like like the brown note that doesn't exist. You're gonna make like the yellow note or something. Everyone's just gonna urinate themselves. You're gonna invent
Well, it's
that.
been a good episode, everybody. It's time to say goodbye.
Yep. We got a whole 20 minutes recorded.
Oh, shit, has it been that long? I'm
No, it's
sorry,
actually
I've
been 30
derailing
minutes.
everything.
But yeah, so I don't know. There may be some difficulty. If this episode came up later than normal, it's because I feel like Adobe Audition may have been installed to that external hard drive. So I don't know. I got a mess to get through to get this episode up.
You just gotta go into your BIOS and be like, oh, that guy does look creepy.
Oh, I told you. Anyway,
He looks
no, but
very
so
sleepy, and he's wearing a. Oh, I
told
shouldn't.
you.
I shouldn't talk anymore. It's gonna get negative, and I don't want to be negative.
you know, be a negative Nancy. No, but my hard drive, like when I plug it in, I can see all the files, and I was able to transfer over. I just started transferring over some like movies because that's where I have all my DVDs ripped to that hard drive, and it got like half of the first season of Adventure Time. So, like, I think it's fine. I feel like whatever like sector that is busted, if I try and access it, it freezes everything up. So, I'm able to get to it. And I noticed that I actually have the Adobe Audition installer that I have copied over. So, because I have like not a zip file.
Like a legal copy of Adobe
Yeah, it's
Audition.
100% legal copy of this that I have the installer saved that I've like transferred from computer to computer to computer to computer.
It's
This
a
is
totally
definitely-
legal copy of Adobe Audition version 3.0.
It is a 100% legal one because I believe I got this from a legal source.
Oh, did you get this from the TAC desk?
Yeah, maybe. When I worked at a school where they had licenses to give out to staff, and I was a staff at the time, so I kept a copy for myself of many pieces of software actually, but through the years I've lost those and they've become way outdated. But Adobe Audition 3.0 still works pretty well.
I have a sound library that I got from there. Not from the school, but I don't think I can use it in any actual paid products because it's a non-transferable license.
Yeah.
But I still, use it here because.
Well, yeah, this is all free. There is no monetization on this other than Patreon donations for us creating stuff, not the actual.
And that's at
content.
patreon.com/MattHaag Music. MattHaag Music.
I mean, you should support that too for Matt's music, but the podcast
Yeah, you should do
is
that.
Born in the 80s or something like that.
Hey, John, what did you do this weekend?
It is Born in the 80s.
Patreon.com/Born in the 80s, all one word. Don't put the all one word in there, but we got patrons. We got patrons. We're getting $10 a month off.
Are we at the point where we're self-sustaining yet?
No.
No, because I dropped my donation, but someone else picked it up.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, he had to drop his donation
Son of
because
a
it was
bitch.
weird him donating to something that he's in.
Yeah,
I do it.
I may realize that it is illegal for him to do. No, I'm not saying illegal, but whatever. Anyway,
Well, it's not an
unethical is the
actual
word you're thinking
donation.
of,
It's no, it's not, because it's not like a non-profit donation.
yeah, you're
It's
right.
not like the Clinton Foundation. Hi, topical. But
I considered it
It's
an
just-
investment, but I'm kind of just
yeah.
That's
easing
totally
off
fine.
on stuff right now.
Yeah, if you can't afford it, dude, I don't want to force anyone to pay for something they can't afford, so don't feel like you have to. But I would like to mention that we have reached 2 goals on our Patreon.
Yeah, I got emails about that. What are those
So-
goals, John?
John is a scientist. If we can reach $5 a month, he'll spend extra time coming up with a 5 to 10 minute science segment for each show, which I can totally do, and I will do from now on. So expect that in the future.
And
the
I think
$10
this
a
is
month.
going to be the bumper for that.
Unix system. I know this.
Yes, thank you. Adam is an otaku. If we can reach $10 a month, Adam will spend extra time coming up with a weekly 5 to 10 minute anime segment to show.
So
If he
Adam,
does-
since
if
you're
he-
not listening right now, next week when you're on the show, you're
Yeah.
going to have to do this.
If he doesn't, you can hear John berate him for being lazy. So rather than that, let's do a state of the podcast. Can I get a bumper for state of the podcast talk? Okay.
Oh wait! I have a better one for state of the podcast.
Yep.
That is one big pile of shit.
Oh, you got me. Anyway,
Wah
I
wah.
will say this. If we want to, we can talk about this off air, but maybe we should come up with some other donation incentives that are more current. Because I'm not going to be able to pressure Adam into doing anything that he doesn't want to. And even if we're
Yeah.
making money from listeners, it'll be hard. So maybe Matt or TJ can come up with something.
I will freaking do topical video game reviews
See,
instead
there
of
you go.
doing old stuff. Or I could do old stuff video game reviews
Yeah, whatever
instead of
people
doing
want.
new stuff.
Yeah, so always let us know in the feedback comments or whatever. We got some feedback from a couple listeners this week, and we will talk about that later in our listener feedback section. We're making a real podcast. I don't want to talk about what I did this weekend because I don't want it. That'll take up a long time. So I want you guys to.
John, what did you do this weekend?
Uh,
Hinting at the fact that you want to. Okay. How about what I did?
What did you add to my thing,
What? I didn't-
Matthew?
What?
Matt
Look,
added
John.
some things
Okay,
to the Google
look.
Doc.
I've been drinking for the past 5 hours. Stuff's gonna happen, okay?
Okay,
It's not my fault.
isn't that what Bill Cosby used to say?
not compare me to Bill Cosby.
I'm just saying, when you say I've been drinking for the last 5 hours, stuff's gonna happen.
Whoa, wow. Okay, listeners, I put that John had sex with a horse in the show notes. That's not Bill Cosby level of awful.
And I may have added a little bit of an adjective in the name of the place he went to.
Oh my god, I'm getting hit by both sides here.
I missed it. What did you add?
I added Gilligan's to the name of his island.
That's right, it's Gilligan's Island.
Because he's got horses, bikes, and no cars.
That's right.
Yeah. And the rest.
Oh fuck. All right, so we got to talk about. All right, fine. I'm gonna talk about my shit. Just fuck you guys. You're just getting my shit fucked up. I went to Mackinac Island.
I'm just trying to turn this into a shitty morning show.
I went to Mackinac Island.
And
Gilligan's
did you bring us fudge?
I have fudge in my apartment, but none for you guys.
No, we'll eat it on air. It'll be a thing, like the morning stream.
Like the morning stream? No, I don't have fudge. It's downstairs. I don't want to get it, and I already ate way too much today.
Yeah, that'll happen. There's a limit to how much fudge a person can eat.
Which kind of funny.
You can only pack in so much fudge.
Wow, you fucked that up even. Oh my god.
I think that makes it better. I'm not going to listen to this one. I think this will be one of those ones that makes me feel bad if I listen to it.
So if you guys want to listen to the Power Hour episode, Matt's already done that this time. And we are... we'll do another one. We have to. Okay. So Gilligan's Island.
Tell the people of the Mackinac Island and what makes it such a weird, strange island.
Yeah, so Mackinac, or... as it's spelled Mackinac Island, but pronounced Mackinac because it's French, because the French were the first people there and they named everything. And so yeah, Mackinac. And it is an old-timey island because I guess it's had a fort that was built in the late 1700s and lasted up until the late 1800s. A fort that was built by the U.S. and then the 1812 War of 1812 began. It was the first land battle of the 1812 War, where the British.
Oh wait, hold on. You're doing history.
Yes.
All right, John. Answer me one question real quick before we go on with this.
Yeah.
Even though I'm from northern Wisconsin, and I should know this. Oh, wait, never mind. I'm dumb. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I was going to ask if that thing was in Wisconsin or in Michigan, but it splits the two Michigans.
Correct. It's between two Michigans.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting the UP is
two
not
Michigans,
part of Wisconsin.
one island is the name of that island. It's also Mackinac, a.k.a. Two Michigans, one island. It's in Lake Huron between the two Michigans, and there's a lot of fudge. So the two girls, one cup reference continues. So it's super old-timey there because, it's one of the few places in the U.S. that has history back to the 1700s. So it's pretty cool. But it's horses everywhere, horse-drawn carts everywhere, bikes everywhere, because they don't allow any motorized transport on the island. Because way back in the day, somebody brought an automobile, a fancy automobile, in the early 1900s, and it spooked all the horses, and they were like, no, fuck that. This is horses and bikes only. It's like a 4-mile wide island, so you really need a car to get around. So everybody that lives there permanently, I think they have 600 residents year-round, they ride bikes everywhere. So if you like biking and not having any cars, it's pretty awesome. So we did a lot of biking when we were there. Or if you like hire, so you can you want to get to the Grand Hotel, which is the super fancy Downton Abbey, Victorian
as seen
era.
In an episode of Dirty Jobs.
Probably. Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, it makes
went to
sense
Mackinac Island.
because there's a lot of horse poop shoveling that goes on.
So much horse poop shoveling in that episode.
So yeah, there's a lot of horse poop, and I saw a lot of it and smelled a lot of it because that's the island. But anyway, it's gorgeous because there's no cars. I mean, you get out in the woods, you can hear nothing because there's no cars, and it's awesome. But anyway, so if you want to get to the Grand Hotel and it's raining per se, and you don't feel like walking the mile to mile and a half that it is from your hotel where we were, you call up a number and a cab picks you up. And the cab is a dude with some horses. And you hop in the back, He takes you across the island. You pay him $5 a person. It's fucking awesome. You're just like, I'm gonna ride a horse carriage to the dinner that we went to at the Grand Hotel. So that was really awesome. It's a great place. We rode bikes around the island. You know, saw the fort, the famous fort. Took a horse-drawn carriage.
Did you go to do they still have a butterfly house up there?
They do. We didn't go to that. I've been to a lot of those, so.
I went to Mackinac Island when I was just a small boy.
Me too, as well. Yep.
I think I did as well.
Yep. Yeah. It's kind of one of those places. It's really expensive to stay on the island, so I don't know if you guys did.
Yeah.
I know
we
we
stayed
did.
on the Upper Peninsula, and then we ferried it up to the island.
That's what we did when I was a kid too. We ferried over because you can pretty much see everything in one day, especially if you have kids. Because some of the more like romantic, let's go walk around on a beach stuff is like not going to be fun for kids. So you can do all the fun for kids stuff in one day probably. But anyway, yeah, I mean, when you go late in the year like this, the prices aren't as bad. You know, they're in like the medium range of. Like, you're talking like $250 a night, which is like expensive, but like not crazy. Like, you can afford, 3 nights of that for a trip. But yeah, it's like, whew. Anyway, it was awesome. So, good trip.
John Rowe, 1843.
Yes. Also, I got engaged on the trip, so.
Oh, what?
That's
what?
happening.
What?
Huh?
What?
Yes, engaged to my lovely girlfriend of 7 years, who you've heard on the podcast.
Yeah, well, John, I've been talking to this girl that likes me slightly better than her ex-boyfriend, who she's about to go to couples counseling with. So, like, I've got my own stuff going on, too.
Yeah. Well, I'm not trying to rag on your chain, dude. Or rag on your cord.
And I guess on the other end of that, I'll be married 10 years as of next week, so...
Yeah, so TJ's already ahead of us here. TJ's got it down. He's got it down.
Hey, John, ahead? Really? You're assuming there's a destination.
Yeah, it's death.
It's called the grave. TJ, I was literally going to say the destination is called the grave, so you beat me to it there. You knew what I was talking about.
Well, that's the upside of a long-term relationship. The best outcome is somebody dies.
What you're saying is that not being in a long-term relationship means you don't have to be sad when your partner dies.
Yeah, I just die alone. I just have to be sad when my cats die. Oh, man, I didn't think about that.
Matt, can we get on the record when you die? You just want us to throw you into a garbage or something, or what do you want?
Just like put me in one of those pods, one of those biodegradable pods under a tree.
Oh man, that's how we get haunted forests.
I'm sorry. All I've got is a Folgers can.
I just don't want to be put in a stainless steel coffin in a concrete encasement because that's pointless. I don't need to not rot for all of eternity.
Matt,
just,
can I cut your head off and like preserve it in like one of those?
If I'm already dead,
jars?
you can do whatever you want. Yeah, Futurama me. That I'm gonna write a. Okay, I don't have a will, but this is my living will.
This is your living will right now. Well, he's been drinking for 5 hours.
Futurama me.
Futurama me. You know what the craziest?
Tag, say Futurama me.
Okay, I would like to say that the funny part is 50 years from now when Matt dies, God forbid.
Yeah, or like next week.
There will be a courtroom where this podcast is being played. You're like, sir, he did say Futurama me.
The robot judge and the robot jury will think about this.
He did say Futurama me, so, we have to abide.
I'm just a small-town country lawyer, but I'm pretty sure he said Futurama me.
That's legally binding. Everything on a podcast is legally binding, though, we found out.
That is true. We did have to sign that when we signed up to do podcasts.
Yep. How did that work out for Tyler?
Is
he still in the sex
script?
crypt?
He's not here right now. I think he's on the run.
You told me not to bring up the sex crypt.
Oh, just when he's on. I don't.
Okay.
If I convince him to come on, I don't want him to be like barraged with questions about stuff that he may or may not want to talk about anymore.
I don't want to talk about that.
He, like me, is a very old man, and there are things in our past that we just rather not talk about.
I mean, as an avid listener, I just want to hear his voice again.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
That's true.
Well, he was on tour somewhere this weekend, and he hasn't gotten home yet. Listeners, this is Sunday night.
So you're waiting up for
I don't
him?
know.
Is that why you're drinking? Are you waiting up for him?
Yeah, it's just so lonely. There's only cats here.
I'm just imagining you're in a chair with a hot cocoa and like a blanket over your shoulders, and when he comes through the door...
You know what? He's gonna come home eventually. He's gonna be here.
The war. He'll make it back from the war.
I haven't had a letter from him in months.
Wow,
okay, that's enough of that bullshit.
So Matt, I want a cookie clicker update from you.
Okay, still playing the same game. I have baked I've baked elite quadrillion cookies, 1.337 quadrillion cookies.
Nice. Wow.
I've been running for 341 hours. I own 1,128 buildings. My cookies per second is about 46 billion. And my cookies per click is about 2.33 building. Now, I've got up to the rank 3 raspberry milk. I'm expecting this to just straight up turn to blood at some point because of the Cthulhu imagery that's happening.
Yes.
What? I think TJ's gone, maybe?
No, I'm still here. I don't know what happened.
I
don't know what that noise was.
My phone is not on silent because I was driving. Let me just silence.
You're driving right now? You should pull over.
I was driving back from my trip, so.
Yeah. I've still playing the same game, the same goddamn game of Cookie Clicker, because this is my life now.
94 quadrillion cookies per second right now.
What I've realized about this game is if you start out behind, there's really no way to catch up.
No, well, there is if you play more than I do, because I leave it kind of like in the background. Like I'm sure there's like a probably an optimized like how many like prestige levels to accrue before like banking them. Like I'm just
I just need a macro program that'll click the cookie like constantly while I'm
So
at
Matt,
work.
do you want to hear about Cookie Clicker and the secrets of Cookie Clicker of that you can look up Cookie Clicker hacks?
Tell me about the hashtag secret menu Cookie Clicker items.
And you can just open up the source code for the page and hack in all the cookies you could ever want and completely break the game.
No, wait, what? No.
All you want. It's totally allowable because you'll get achievements for breaking the game. You get achievements for hacking.
That doesn't make sense because that should be server side, right?
It is not server side. It is client side. I think part of it's server side, but I think the clicking is client side. So you can like click in or spawn in infinite cookies if you want. You can type a macro onto the web page, the Flash or whatever this is, not Flash, whatever the background is. You could just type in like a command to auto click once every 10th of a second to just have it constantly clicking. If you want to do that, just look up Cookie Clicker hacks and you will figure it out.
Is it hacks with an X or hacks with a CKS?
Just look up like CKS, Cookie Clicker hacking, and you will find web pages dedicated onto how to inject code into the website and auto click 1,000 cookies a second or something for you. So yeah, it's you could break it, but I don't know. It kind of ruins the point of the game, so I don't.
It's like when I was playing Star Wars Galaxy, there was joy in breaking the game, but somehow I don't see joy in outsmarting Cookie Clicker.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's kind of fun to dick around and see the kind of stuff you can do with the code, like make seasonal events appear and disappear and all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at the source code, but I don't think if I type anything in here.
You can. If you read the guides, it tells you how. But you can like change the golden cookie spawn rate to like once every second. So you just constantly.
Can I use that to hack real websites? Can I be elite hacker?
You can, but it's only client side stuff. So, like I believe.
So like bad websites.
Like well, it'll just show up on your web page. Like it won't show up on everyone's version because.
What if like say they've got a login and all the like validation stuff is client side.
Oh, I also want to tell you this about Cookie Clicker. None of it is server side. So,
Really?
it's all client side. Yes, correct. So if you were to delete your cookies from your web browser, like not like your Cookie Clicker cookies, but like your internet cookies for web pages, all of your progress would be wiped. So
I'm confused about which ones are real cookies and which ones aren't.
Well, Matt, this is getting ridiculous to talk about on the podcast. But if you go
Welcome to Born in the 80s.
If you go to options, Matt,
yeah.
If you want to save, make sure you export
No,
save.
I appreciate you thinking I'm legitimately stupid, but yeah, I know,
Okay.
John. I know.
I'm just saying. You can make sure you export a save every once in a while so you don't lose all your progress.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Because I accidentally deleted all the cookies on my my old laptop that I've been running on this for like years, basically in the background. And I was like, no, and so I cheated my way back up to where I was on that laptop. Anyway, so that's cool. So thanks for the update, TJ. What have you been doing?
Nothing. But besides that, I did notice that a teaser trailer for something I wanted to kickstart and didn't kickstart because I didn't have money is finally out. They're making a new Toejam and Earl game.
Yeah, I saw that.
What?
Adult Swim Games.
It originally wasn't going to be an Adult Swim game published game.
Yeah.
It was just the original guys that made the well. Let me wax this story.
Okay.
So
wax on,
wax off. Way back in the day, there was just these couple guys. I don't know their names, so I'm sure I can look them up. I don't feel like it right now. So they made this lovely little roguelike game.
Edward Toejam and Keith Earl.
They basically made this roguelike game that takes place on Earth, where you play these two funk-addicted aliens. This three-legged red alien named Toejam. He's got a big bling medallion on his
that's what the kids are calling him these days.
Yeah, his initials are TJ. I kind of I kind of connected that somehow. I don't know why. And then his buddy Earl, or Big Earl. So basically, they were just trying to find pieces of their spaceship so they could fly back to their planet of Funkatron. And then they wanted to make a sequel, and the people over at Sega, because they're publishing this on the Genesis, they're like,
wait, hold on one second. I think you mispronounced Sega.
Sega!
Okay.
Sega! Sorry, that's the old
days. The two ways. There's the Dreamcast, Sega.
There's two generally acceptable pronunciations of that word. Anyways, go on. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Anyway, they definitely wanted to make they wanted to make a sequel to it, and they really liked the roguelike formula. They liked the kind of explore and the randomly generated whatnot. And Sega's like, why don't you make it a platformer? People love platformers right now. Let's make a platformer. Like,
okay.
Fine, we'll do it. You guys are paying us to publish it. We'll go ahead and make a platformer. And that's where Toejam and Earl 2 Panic on Funkatron came in. Some of the aliens, or some of the humans, boarded their spaceship back to Funkatron, and then it was their responsibility to jar them up and send them back to Earth. And then a few years went by. They've kind of wanted to make another one, and at this point, they weren't kind of tied to Sega anymore, and they were in talks with Microsoft with their flagship Xbox. So they want to make a Toejam and Earl 3, and they're like, yeah, we had this game, it was this, and this, and we kind of want to make another roguelike. It's like, sure. They're like, sure, but instead make it like a 3D adventure game, a 3D action adventure game.
Yeah.
Because
the kids love those.
The Crash Bandicoots were great, and this Jack was great. Let's make it a 3D adventure game. Like, okay. And then it's been so many years. They've been kind of doing their own projects. I think they were separated. They ended up getting back together. Like, let's bring Toejam and Earl back, and we're gonna make it the way we want it. We're gonna make it the way that people loved it, and we're gonna kickstart it. It did get funded, and then some, and they just had a teaser trailer up recently, which we could post to the podcast. And the Matt, no.
Matt is editing the document.
Yes. So Adult Swim Games seems like they picked them up for publishing, and it's coming out next year, and it looks like ridiculously funky, like a funky storybook art style, and it looks like it's the same style of the first game. I'm super excited for it. It looks like it's gonna have co-op, but it better have co-op.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's crazy, Matt. I just saw something you added that is really interesting to me.
Yes.
The thing that I just added before the part about you having the
sex
stuff
with horses.
With yeah.
So No Man's Sky, some insane
pronunciation,
shit's happening.
John.
No Man's Eye. What is it?
Nomansky. It's
Nomansky. Yes.
Okay.
Nomansky.
Before Matt gets into it, I do want to dispel one rumor that's already been dispelled. There was a big thing that was kind of going around for the past week, almost week and a half, talking about after 2 weeks, everybody's what's the word when you
their discoveries.
Their discoveries. Yeah. Everybody's discoveries were supposedly getting erased from the server.
Yeah, that's what Reddit was saying, so it's got to be true. Reddit's always 100%
no,
right.
There were about 150 posts about that. And then one post yesterday saying, no, they're just having server lag issues. It's all still there. But I think that's what's leading. That's one of the big things leading into what Matt's going to talk about.
Yeah, Matt.
Well, I mean, I haven't played this game, but I watched a 3-hour stream of it, so I feel like I've experienced everything that the game has to offer.
You're one of the new media people. I watched a stream.
Well,
so
everyone
experienced it.
I thought it was just like, I don't know. I was just kind of sitting back and admiring the fire and explosions as everyone just kind of like flipped their shit about this game. But now there's like refunds happening past the normal like Steam and Amazon refund dates, and it really seems bad for this guy.
Yeah, Hello Games. I mean, so it's hard for me to defend this game because, like, so much has been said about this. Where it's like if you look at like what was promised, you see the videos of the trailers side by side with what the game looks like. You know, you see all sorts of stuff that they were hinting at would be in the game doesn't seem to be in the game. It is just. Insane. Like, so I could literally
I was thinking like, oh, this is just entitled gamers flipping out about not having everything they want.
Me too.
But then they like, I was seeing all these like press appearances of the developer before it was released, and like all the stuff he said would be in it, and it was just. Man, he really overstepped it.
It's not even that he said it would be in it. He was just kind of coyly hinted at it. He was like, oh, maybe that's something you'd be able to do. But it's like, well,
maybe.
Like, yep.
Was it Jim Sterling or Cynical Brit that basically went through a list of things they promised that wasn't in the game?
I think I haven't watched Jim Sterling's newest video, but he had like a No Man's Sky rundown video that just came out while I was on vacation, so I'll have to watch that. But
I haven't watched it yet either.
Yeah, so there is, a lot of people are really kind of going through all this is what was promised, this is what we got kind of thing.
It's just kind of like, it's dumb, because if you didn't promise the world and you charged $20 for an exploration game, it would be awesome.
Yep.
Like, I would totally just use that as one of my meditative kind of chill out for the night games. But I'm not going to pay $60 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is leading me to believe that I could get a refund if I wanted to, because I bought it on Amazon, and I could. Mm-hmm. I haven't played it since like the initial 10 hours I played. So that thing that TJ you talked about, that rumor about stuff getting deleted, when I heard that, I was like, I want to get a refund. Like, come on, like that's the number one reason I bought it, was that I want to like explore and name stuff. And like have my like name stamped and all the cool stuff I found, so if other people run across it, they'll get the. And
you want to name everything after dicks and.
Yeah, exactly. I want to like have all this cool stuff, and it's like, that's crazy. So, what's insane is that it launched in Steam mid-August, 220,000 active users. This week, 15,000 active users.
Yep.
Like, it's just dropped. Like, it is a huge disappointment. I can't really defend it because, like, well, I enjoyed the game, like, certainly parts of it, you know, like, it just feels wrong. Like, it just doesn't feel the same, like, the thing I was offered, you know? Like, it just, I'm, like, seeing it, I'm like, this game is cool, but, like $60? Like, you know, like, it just doesn't feel like it's full of everything I want it to be, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know, the pricey indie game.
Yeah.
I don't know. But World of Warcraft Legion's coming out tomorrow night at midnight, so got that to look forward to.
What's that other space game that's coming out? No. If I Google space game, it's just No Man's Sky. Anyways,
it does seem like major retailers are just like, hey, if you want a refund, we'll give it to you. Like, no matter what.
GameStop hasn't mentioned anything yet.
Okay, maybe not GameStop, but I know Sony and Amazon.
Yeah,
are both
I know I've not been there for a couple days, so I really don't know. But I mean,
this is pretty recent. Yeah.
Going back to the WoW Legion stuff, it seems like Blizzard's going to do the same thing in physical retail stores, like they did with Overwatch. They're going to be selling the physical game on Monday.
Yeah, so I hope I'm going to have Warcraft Legion on Monday. I should hopefully have it tomorrow. It says pre-ordered, arriving Tuesday. I hope I get it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because it doesn't have any tracking information. It just says shipping soon. But I'm assuming that they have copies in Madison that they're going to disseminate.
Yeah.
They usually do that. And last expansion that came out, I got the copy a day ahead of time. So, like, I'm assuming they're going to because they pushed it up because they knew it was launching at midnight. So I'm assuming that's going to happen, although usually it happens earlier. So I'm a little bit worried that I took a day off to play this game and I may not have a copy until the next day. But we'll see, Amazon. Don't screw me.
Don't fuck with this guy, Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. Well, I'll talk about it on my podcast. I'll be pissed.
Yeah. Literally tens of people listen to this.
Yes.
Tens of people.
I had to take a big swig of water. Sorry for that dead air while Matt ragged on the podcast that we're on.
Hey, you know...
There are dozens of us.
Love you, baby.
Dozens! We're like the Never Nudes. Anyway. So, yeah, that's crazy that No Man's Sky is getting, like, big refunds. That I really hope Amazon gives me my copy of World of Warcraft Legion. Otherwise, I'm going to have to play it after work. Bullshit. Whatever. I mean, I could have pre-ordered it through the Blizzard retailer, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. So I wanted that sick $10 off for ordering it for Amazon.
You were a fool.
Is the $10 worth not having
a fool
it
full of hubris, John?
On day one? Yeah, kind of. But probably not, because part of the fun of an expansion is being there, like, the second it opens. Like, when we played World of Warcraft Draenor, Warlords of Draenor, Adam and I visited him. We were all down there. I had my LAN party set up there, and when the fucking gates opened, we both just went through in a party, and, like, everything was chaos, and the servers were up and down. It was so much fun, like, staying up till, like, 4 in the morning on the opening night. Like, you know, everyone chatting about all the crazy stuff. So I'm kind of worried, you know, that I'm not going to be able to do that, but I guess we'll see.
Now, are they going to be like Overwatch and like turn the servers on at about midnight Greenwich Mean Time, or are they going to do it like midnight Pacific?
It's probably midnight Pacific, I'm assuming. Or no, is Blizzard in Texas? It's Central usually.
No, they're in Anaheim.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just I know Overwatch they turned on worldwide servers right away at midnight Greenwich, so that was like 6 o'clock our time, the day before.
When is the next expansion unlocks on your server? I'm gonna find out. It will be at 2 a.m. August 30th. Oh fuck! Okay. So it's actually gonna be not at midnight. and Central. So Pacific, it's Pacific, midnight Pacific.
That
For
sucks.
the North America.
It's,
For
like, it's almost like they're in Anaheim.
yeah, you're right. So it wouldn't even matter anyway because I'm not gonna stay up till 2 a.m. to play it.
Oh, Anaheim, I'm going there.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
Work.
Work.
You should go tour.
Yeah, every year all store leaders go to a GameStop go to a big GameStop conference for like 5 days.
Fun.
Last year was Vegas, this year's Anaheim.
Wow. Good for you. I'm glad I got to do cool. I wish I got to do cool stuff.
Well, one time I got to go to a tent where people gave away headphones and barbecued chicken.
Oh wait.
So that's
what?
kind of the same thing.
I hope they gave you the barbecue chicken
for my-
first,
Yeah.
and then you ate it. And then you had headphones.
Look, all the plebs got barbecue chicken, but you had to win something to get the headphones, and I got it and sold it on eBay for $60.
Good for you.
Yeah, but did you sell the barbecue chicken on eBay?
No, I ate it.
Okay, I'm glad. Hashtag Hackthemenu.
Hashtag hack the menu, save bus driver guy.
Yep. Hashtag save bus driver guy.
We did it. We did save bus driver guy.
We did. We'll get to it. Thank you for calling him by the name that he doesn't. He has a real name, you know.
Yes.
That is what we call foreshadowing.
Okay, we're an hour in here. Let's get through other stuff. Matt, you played ABZU?
Yes.
Tell me what ABZU is.
Okay, this will tell you everything you need to know about ABZU. ABZU comes from the ancient words ab, meaning ocean, and zu, meaning to know, which can be loosely interpreted to ocean of wisdom. That's the kind of artsy-fartsy game this is. There's like, you have kind of a general direction to go into, but there's not like achievements, there's no combat, there's not really anything. It's just kind of like, it's late, I've been doing shit all day, I need to turn my brain off and like think about the ocean for a while before I can go to bed. So you're kind of this like weird little humanoid robot thing that swims very fluidly and interacts with ocean probes and fish and things, and occasionally you meditate on a shark statue.
Mm-hmm.
And it's absolutely beautiful, and the sound design is so soothing and terrific, and it's only $20, so it's well worth the price.
Yeah, so it's not like No Man's Sky where it's 60.
Yeah. It's just kind of like you're exploring this sort of contained but also sort of open world, and there's ruins, there's like ancient ruins and what appears to be the remnants of some sort of like alien technology. So you get the idea that there's some kind of deeper story there, but it's not like shoved in your face, and you kind of just float around and explore for a while.
Yeah, it sounds really cool. So the developer is Giant Squid Games.
Yes.
And that is the company, what is made up of a lot of people from the game company. That game company, I think, is the name of the company that is where people came from, that made the game Journey and Flower.
Yes.
The art director, Matt Nava, for Journey and Flower recently announced his new development studio, Giant Squid. This is 2-3 years ago. So they're like, hey, we're going to make our own games. We're leaving that game company. And sounds like they made a game worthy of the kind of succession from... I loved Journey. I like Flower. That was fun. Journey was an incredible experience that I loved.
It's just the kind of game that expands your idea of what a game is.
Yeah.
Like, it's an activity. It's kind of like when you're meditating, you're not trying to achieve a goal. You're just, the process is the goal. And it's kind of that thing, which sounds horribly pretentious, and I realize that. But it's just kind of a game where there's no goals, but the act of doing it is the point of it.
So what you're saying is it's very experiential, where it's just it's about the experience, not about I gotta do something.
Yes, and the animations of it, the whole like I'm playing with mouse and keyboard, so it's not as smooth as if I had a controller, but the swimming, uh, the motions of it and the movement of it is just so fluid and natural that it really makes you feel like you're just kind of floating.
That sounds really cool. Like I really loved like Journey for that. Like if you played Journey, it's like, you know, you're a little guy exploring a desert and kind of going through little puzzles, and you meet another part of Journey was like having co-op without any talking, so you would just get linked up with another player playing Journey, and you kind of run around together and go through that, and you kind of go through the whole story in like under 3 hours, and you just have this really great experience with all these like gorgeous landscapes. And I'm looking at a trailer of ABZU right now, and this looks very similar, like just gorgeous.
Yes. So there's
movement.
Your main method of interacting with things is you hit spacebar and sends out sort of like an echolocation pulse.
Yeah.
So if you have one of the little ocean probes with you, when you do that, it'll echo back at you at a different frequency. So I found myself having these like beep 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 conversations with like the probe, and it was all totally meaningless, but I was invested in it, and it was good.
Wow.
10 out of 10, 5 stars.
I need to get this game, just looking at the animation of these schools of fish
so,
and stuff. Like,
it is so beautifully art designed and animated.
Yeah, so that sounds awesome. $20. Highly recommended, huh?
Yeah, I want them
patented 5-star rating system.
5-star born, 5 Borns out of the 80s. I want them to add Vive support, but I have no idea how they could do it without making me horribly motion sick, because
I know.
the movement is just so fluid and constant that I would puke everywhere.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about... What do we want to talk about? We got a random discussion topic. I want to talk about this poem.
Do you want to read the poem first?
I'm going to read the poem. Matt, can you get me some backing track? That's
wait.
Perfect for a beautiful Robert Frost poem. Oh man!
Wait! I have a better one.
Too upbeat. That's perfect. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost is probably the most popular poem in America. Let me read it. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry that I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for the passing there had worn them really about the same. And both the morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I had kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So that is Robert Frost. That is the way that so many commercials have used. I mean, there's like apparently...
so many commencement ceremonies.
Yeah, like there's a Ford... like advertisement, like take the road less traveled, all this stuff. I mean that, and this is basically
I took the road that the other people didn't take.
That's basically what people think of as what the meaning of that poem, and it couldn't be farther from the truth.
No,
and
it's a poem about regret, John.
I want to talk about this in multiple ways. It's not only a poem about regret. It's even deeper than regret. But this is a poem. You can have whatever reaction you want to it. And if it makes you think about that as well, that is a way to think about it. But if you should look at the text though before you come up with your meaning. And so, if you look at the actual text in this poem, you can read it to be some sort of self-assertion. I took the one less traveled by. But the literal meaning of the own line seems to be completely at odds. The poem says he shall be telling at some point in the future of how he took the road less traveled by. Yet he already earlier in the poem admitted to that the 2 paths equally lay in leaves. the passing there had warned them really about the same. So the road he will later call less traveled is actually the road equally traveled. The two roads.
So he just took a road at random, and then in his
mind,
he's like, "Oh yes, I took the road less traveled, and that made all the difference in my life."
Yes. And so he's basically saying that we look back at the decisions we made as I did this, and my life could have been totally different. I would that did the other option. But when you look at those two options, they were equally traveled. Like you're like looking back and reminiscing about what could have been is something that is A, sad because that's what the character is doing basically, and A, in the end, basically impossible because you have no clue what would have happened. Because in the end, when you were looking at them initially, they both looked equally traveled. You know, the two choices you had when you make it. It's kind of saying like hindsight is 20/20, and just deal with it. That's my, you know what I mean? It's just kind of it's so neat though because I think the actual like literal, if you look at kind of what you know the text says, is much more interesting than just kind of go your own way. You know, which is kind of interesting that people have taken that because, like, if you look at certain parts of the text, like particularly the part that's in advertisements, which is the two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
Yes. I know some deep Jeff Bridges voice sing, and I made with the.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
if you go back to the second stanza, one of the things it kind of mentions is, you know what, when he took that other road. It looked a little bit better. But when he's telling it to people, yeah, I took the harder way because that's the way it was. It's I walked to school uphill both ways, 12 miles. It's the same thing.
Basically the whole idea of the poem isn't about that you took the road less traveled by. It's that your like hindsight of the past is clouded by like what your experiences are now. Like you can say what you did, you know, like you're basically your remembrance of history isn't, you know, as keen as it could be, and you can embellish it, and you can say to yourself that's made all the difference. And it wouldn't, you know, it probably didn't make any difference, or maybe it did. Who knows? You know what I mean? It's much more deeper than just that, you know, initial, much more deeper. John, PhD. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's really cool that it's a fun. There's a book written about this, for God's sakes.
That does bring up an interesting point of at a certain point these take on their own life in the public eye, and like it doesn't matter what the author thought. It doesn't matter what the original intention was. It just becomes its own thing. Like that happens with songs. It happens with poems.
Yeah, so if you look at the reading where he's like saying the two roads were interchangeable, and you know he's looking back at it, he's saying the speaker's claiming ages and ages hence that his decision made all the difference, only because this is the kind of claim that we make when we want to comfort or blame ourselves by assuming that our current position is the product of our own choices, as opposed to what was chosen for us or was given by chance. Like I chose this road to go down, and this is where I am. It's a commentary on the self-deception we practice when constructing the story of our own lives. Let's see here. Yeah, it's like the literary critic Frank Latricia memorably put it, this is the best example in all of American poetry of a wolf in sheep's clothing. You know what I mean? Like, and the person's asserting we can go further. It's the best example in all of American culture of a wolf in sheep's clothing, where basically people think of it like, oh, be individualistic and take the road less traveled by, whereas the meaning of the poem is actually like, it doesn't matter, you know, which road you take. You're always going to think in your mind that you took the road less traveled by, and that's how
you'll rewrite your own fiction every time you remember it.
Exactly, basically, and it's just the human condition, which I think is amazing. Like, what a great poem. I only brought this up because a friend of mine does someone I went to high school with kind of runs a fun blog that's really funny, actually. Maybe I'll link to it, because I don't think she's a professional writer in any way, means or terms, but she writes really funny stuff, so I gotta give her props for that. Just about her daily lives. But she wrote a little post about how they went to the state park and went on the trail less traveled by, because that would be more fun, and got completely lost in Devil's Lake woods and just like popped out behind a bunch of people out of the woods and were like, yeah, we meant to come out that way. Like,
Yeah.
that's the trail. Like, yeah. So
That's
it's really,
travel. Yeah.
really, really kind of funny. But like, it was just kind of an example of like, it's not actually. And I didn't want to like go on that post and be like, actually that poem.
Well,
is...
actually.
Yeah, I don't want to be that guy because I'm going to say. So I didn't respond to it, but I'm going to talk about my own thing that. She actually doesn't use that as the whole idea of it. It's just it was a jumping off point of we decided to take the less trodden path to have fun, and boy, did it not work out. Or at least not the way they thought it would. But yeah, it's really cool. I love it. I love poems that are good.
Poems are good.
So it turns out Robert Frost, pretty good writer.
This is not to diminish any of the things that preceded this moment, but given that this is born in the 80s, I feel like we should transition out of this heady poetry topic with the following noise. Okay.
Thank you. Let's go on to our random discussion topic. I don't know who added this to the news.
That was me.
Okay.
It was just... Okay. Do you want me to... Okay.
I want you to talk about this.
But also... Okay. So I was thinking about, like, within... the next 20 years, we're going to be having manned missions to Mars.
Yes.
And TJ just fell off of something large. And we're always talking about the more interesting Jupiter moons and like things. And it seems like that's the direction we're always going. We're always going out. We're always going towards, like, away from the sun. And I'm wondering if we're ever going to go to Venus, because Venus may have had a habitable ecosystem in the distant past.
Yes.
Or are we going to go to Mercury? And even in terms of fiction, like the fiction, I think we're going towards the sun. It's never like, oh hey, we're going to stop off at Mercury. We're going to the sun to like deposit our nukes and restart the sun. So like, do we just as humans have a natural aversion to going inward, and do we like have to explore outward? That's kind of like the weird philosophical thing that I kind of realized that we might have.
I don't want to melt.
Yeah, I feel like if you went to Mercury, wouldn't you melt?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like we could put investments into the heat proofing and all of that. Instead, we're putting investments into the installation and the climate control of the EVA suits of like the person that's going to go to Mars. And it's kind of, I don't know. I guess like if we're just thinking in terms of eventually the sun's going to expand and swallow us all, we need to go outward. That makes sense, but I don't know if everyone is specifically thinking that.
Now, I could go super. I could go super sciencey on this, but
yes, go super sciencey, please.
No, we will. But I want to kind of go simply first, and then we'll go sciencey. Going simply first, let's go back to an old wives' adage. It's a lot easier to just add more stuff if you're cold than it is to take more stuff off when you get hot.
Yes.
Everywhere closer to the sun, you've got to deal with, compensating for that heat. If you're going outward, we can create heat, let alone creating it with friction, right? Let alone creating it with motors. That's a lot easier to do.
Yeah, well, we create our own heat, and it's just a matter of keeping it in most of the time. And in the simplest terms, in terms of like Earth environments.
Yeah. I mean, and John's going to know a lot more about this as well, but, talk about Venus, we're talking about almost 90% acid rainstorms. You talk about all that, I believe it's sulfur in the air on that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that.
I don't want to. That doesn't sound fun.
There's too much to actually, like, make an environment, make a bio, shield or whatnot to be able to deal with all that, all the sulfur and all the acid rain in the air before you can make that habitable, let alone actually being stable, actually creating a stable ecosystem for us to be able to not just survive but be able to flourish in.
And that's the thing. Like right now, we're a one-planet species, so most of our extraterrestrial exploration is based on finding the second Earth or finding like a new place we can expand to. If we get to a point where we're not actually looking for a place to live in the future, and it's just purely about exploring, is there any value on the two innermost planets?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. If
value.
anything, just for stripping of resources.
Yeah.
You know, that's the big thing. Is let's
Yes.
take everything everything it's got, take it to where we can use it and whatnot. But
Yes. This isn't scientific, but this is my gut feeling that, like, if we totally mined out Mars and hollowed it out, that would probably mess us up somehow. But if we did that to Mercury, no big deal.
Yeah, it's so Mercury is really interesting. So let's talk about that one first.
Yes,
Mercury is 88 days in a year on Mercury, so it's very close to the sun compared to the Earth. It has no atmosphere, of course.
Do you got a rotation speed? How many hours it takes to spin?
It's a lot faster, or sorry, it's a lot smaller than Earth. Its internal structure has a crust, mantle, and a core, much like Earth. Let's see here. I don't know. Let me see. Does it say how much time? I'm looking at the Wolfram Alpha. Let me just say how long is the day on Mars. Let me just search that.
Mercury.
Day on Mercury.
Mercury.
Let's see here. Oh my. The length of day on Mercury is 58 days, 15 hours, and 30 minutes.
That's quite slow.
It's a very slow rotation on that.
Wait, 58 days. And how long was its year?
88.
So it's
almost tidally locked with the sun.
Yeah.
It actually is tidally locked with the sun in a 3-2 ratio.
Okay.
So
it's getting there.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't be too bad, because one of the big things with the Mercury issue is the fact that you've got, I want to say it was a 200 degrees Celsius difference between facing sun and away from sun.
Okay.
Yes. So, but that's nice that the day is that long.
Because then you don't have to deal with relocating.
So you can just park on the far side and
then slowly move across to always stay on the dark side. Correct. Or the poles typically are constantly about negative 93 degrees Celsius. So, which isn't insane. That's cold.
Dealable.
Yeah, it's like Florida level.
That's very cold, but not.
Oh no, Celsius.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm bad at numbers. I'm
negative.
one of those space Europeans.
Yeah, it's very much just like the moon.
I really wasn't listening to whatever John just said. I'm sorry about that.
Well, what I'm saying is that it's basically a lot like the moon, where it's just.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, and that is cold, so that falls in line with it's easier to insulate sort of line of reasoning.
Yes. But I mean, like, honestly, it's a lot like the moon. Like, it's not as exciting, I think, as.
Oh.
I decided to do math in my head. I'm sorry.
It's not as exciting as.
Never apologize for math.
Yeah. I mean, remember, I used to work at a math lab at Edgewood.
That's right.
A math lab?
Math lab. I have to be specific when I say that now.
Venus
but,
is much cooler.
You said negative.
We'll get to Venus.
You did say negative 93 Celsius.
Yes.
In freedom units, that's about negative 140.
Yes, correct.
Oh, now I understand.
Yes.
Yep.
Very, very cold. But if you want to go to the daytime, it is.
That's probably like 1,000.
800 degrees in freedom units. Yes.
Yep.
I would like to mention that Celsius sucks, by the way, but I like it.
Kelvin's better.
So,
Kelvin.
Kelvin.
Any temperature scale that goes to negative is bullshit.
Kelvin is cool. I like Fahrenheit because it is more accurate to the human body temperature. So if you're talking about weather, it makes much more sense because there's much wider degrees of where you can you can tell the difference between 85 degrees and 80 degrees. There's a difference.
It's it's how I described to my kids how hot it is. It's
Yes.
very easy.
Yes.
80s really hot, 90 is freaking hot, 100 degrees get inside the house, go down to
Yes.
70, that's comfortably warm.
Yes.
60 is just warm,
Yes.
50 is getting cool, 40 is getting cold, 30 is
Yes.
below freezing, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Whereas Celsius
And
is like,
20
it's
is
going to be
t-shirt
35
weather in
out,
Wisconsin.
you know.
So
Yes.
before we move on to Venus,
Yes.
why, just like shoot from the hip hypothesis, why does none of our fiction address going inward? It's always going outward.
If you're talking
Is that-
about sci-fi, especially
Yes.
when it comes to Mercury, it probably won't exist when those sci-fi times happen.
Okay.
Thousands of years in the future.
Hmm.
I don't really know. I do know that Mercury has taken place in sci-fi. I think there's multiple sci-fi books where aliens came from Mercury. Like maybe, but it's not as popular as traveling outwards because that's kind of like to go beyond, you know, to go beyond Earth.
Yeah.
Out, you know,
And
whereas-
as humans, when our ancestors were coming over from Europe, we were just going left, but we saw it as going to the outside of the place, going to the great beyond, and venturing outward. I'm looking at some fiction that involves Mercury, and most of it stops at 1965.
Yeah, because I think people learn more about like, oh, Mercury is basically a giant hot moon, like
Yep.
not as exciting as some of the other planets.
I mean, we
could be.
still get moon fiction now.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah.
I love that hot moon fiction.
I mean,
Hot moon / Fox fiction.
Whoa, oof.
not that I've been really good about watching it, but Steven Universe even had some stuff with the moon.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Oh god, I gotta get back.
Oh,
to
I've heard
that.
that's good.
I need to watch from the beginning. It's awesome.
I've watched probably the first 10 episodes, and I stopped, and I need to continue because I really like it. It's very funny. But let's talk about Venus. Matt,
Venus
would
As
you like
we
to
all
take-
know,
would you like to-
as we know, women are from there.
Yep, men are from Mars. So, Venus is interesting because it's basically the same size as Earth. It's 80% of Earth. It's like Earth's sister or twin. Like it's very close. It's
No natural
also-
satellite, though, right?
No, conditions from the Venetian surface
Really?
differ radically from Earth because of its dense carbon dioxide atmosphere. So it's basically like what Earth is going to turn into when we continue to pollute.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
atmosphere of Venus is approximately 96.5% carbon dioxide, the remaining 3.5% being nitrogen.
And this is what sent me off into, I don't remember what I was listening to, but it sent me off into this whole line of reasoning that Venus probably had an Earth-like atmosphere that was capable of supporting life before
Yes.
it went full-on greenhouse. And, like, maybe we should go there to learn what our future is like.
Yeah, so to compare that to Earth, Earth is 78% nitrogen, 21% oxygen, 0.9% argon, and then like carbon dioxide, methane, ozone, nitrous oxides, all about 1/10 of 1%. So it is very trace amounts of carbon dioxide, whereas we're talking about 96.5% CO2. Let's see here. So Venus has really been hard to study because, of course, it is basically cloaked by sulfuric acid clouds in the sky. So you can't really see what the ground looks like until a little bit more recently when they were able to map the surface in the 90s. Extensive volcanism, it looks like. The sulfur in the atmosphere may indicate that there have been some recent eruptions, so like shooting sulfur into there. Sounds like that 80% of the Venusian.
Yes. No, Venusian. Venetian is the, Venice.
Venusian
is
surface
Venus.
is covered by smooth volcanic plains, which is cool. 2 highland continents make up the rest of the surface area. One lying in the planet's northern hemisphere, one south of the equator. Oh, this is amazing. The northern continent is called Ishtar Terra, after the Ishtar, the Babylonian goddess of love. It's about the size of Australia.
And Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love. Or
and
Greek,
Maxwell
I don't know gods.
Montes, the highest mountain on Venus. The southern continent is called Aphrodite Terra, named after the Greek goddess of love, and is the larger of the two highland regions, roughly the size of
Man,
South
they're
America.
really not like pulling a muscle naming this shit.
Let's see here. There's very few impact craters, demonstrating that the surface is relatively young. So it's constantly kind of lavaing over itself. So basically, you're talking about a giant volcano planet with acid rain.
Yeah,
So
and
I don't know.
uncontrollable greenhouse effect.
Yeah, so I don't know how amazing it would be to visit there.
So I kind of want to go.
If we
go
ever
on-
have a carbon dioxide shortage, we can just siphon
Yeah,
it
right.
off of it.
Let's get there.
I
Or we
want
could
to kind of follow Matt's line of reasoning for a second. Do you think there could have been past life there, or is
I
it?
don't know.
I
There
mean,
could
but
have been.
you were
I
saying
think-
it is a young surface, so
Well, that's because the volcanic
Yeah.
activity has been so
Okay.
like it could not
I think
possibly in
if
the
there
past.
if there was past life there, there's probably no evidence of it anymore. I think there was past life a lot of places in the universe that has just been totally obliterated. And as per our episode a couple of weeks ago, I think that's coming for us too. But it would be interesting to see if like there's a geochemists can like analyze the rock to say like, oh, this hydrocarbon is only evidenced of when there is living things here, even though it was melted down and reformed 1,000 times. We can tell that.
Yeah, Matt, do you want to know what the surface of the Venus is like? The pressure, the atmospheric pressure is
You know what, John? I would love to.
92 times that of Earth.
wow.
So it would be like
Okay, so we'll
underneath
get some
the
deep sea
ocean.
anglerfish, and we'll send them to Venus, and they'll just float around in the sky on Venus. Oh,
No,
you guys, No
Venus
Man's Sky
does-
just happened in real life.
Yes, Venus does have an atmosphere of a kind that makes it hard to see, but it also allows the mean surface temperature to stay, somewhat constant. It's not like sun side, not sun side have drastic differences, but the mean surface temperature that's been measured is 735 Kelvin, or 863 freedom degrees. So it is.
Oh, that's not bad.
It is, I believe, the hottest planet in the solar system.
Wear your sunscreen.
Which is like, the carbon dioxide traps all that heat. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what's going on. It is actually interesting. So let's see, what's a Martian, or what's a Venusian? How long is a Venusian year?
7. Like maybe I'm
180
just
something?
an interplanetary hipster, but like I wanna go to the places that everybody's not talking about going to.
All right, a year on Venus is 224 days, Earth days, and Venusian year is, Venusian day. We did year.
Make sure you're not searching for Venetian, because that's the same as the rest of Earth.
Yeah, Venusian day is 116 days, Earth days. So it's about a 2-day year, give or take. So it
Oh
also
man,
is slowly
like
rotating.
half the people there have the same birthday. That must be awkward
Yeah, I
at
know,
the
right?
office.
Are you born on day 1 or day 2?
I'm
of the
I'm
year?
at 2. Oh well, we're having cake for day 1
Yeah.
right now, but we'll see you tomorrow.
Do you want to know what's interesting about the length of the day on Mars?
That is slightly shorter than the Earth day.
Slightly longer. It's 1 day. It's
Oh,
40
is it?
minutes.
Okay.
40 minutes longer. So
It's been a while since I read The Martian.
It's
so
very,
my
very
Mars
close to
calculations
Earth
have been
days, which is kind of, if you're someone traveling to Mars, having a length of day being very close to that of Earth's is very nice. So
Yeah, you're gonna have a little bit of rocket lag, but it
Yeah.
should be adjustable. You should be able to get used to it.
and
within a
Mars
couple-
year's 687 days, so a little bit longer than Earth. Not double, but close.
You guys, I want to go to Mars. Can we go to Mars?
I know Mars
I wanna go to
sounds
Mars
really
right
cool.
now. I just want to be a 2-planet species.
Get your ass to Mars.
I wanna break that threshold.
You're gonna do it.
I mean, what do we got? We also got a Titan around Saturn, and then Io around Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Europa around Jupiter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm making things up.
The ones out there are it's like, hey, this is too far out to be warmed by the sun, but it's got weird tidal stuff like pulling the surface apart that makes heat. So yeah, that like especially Europa, it's just this giant ocean covered in ice, and they've got, I say they like there are people there. It's got tidal forces that are creating enough heat to keep the ocean warm and liquid below the surface layer.
Matt, you want to get
space is weird.
Do you want to get in some cool articles on Wikipedia? Just look at the Venus page. There's a
I only read cool listicles.
There is a colonization and terraforming section, which links to 2 full giant pages about terraforming Venus and colonizing Venus. But let me give you the Cliff's Notes. Due to its extremely hostile conditions, surface colony on Venus is not possible with current technology. Too much lava going on.
Can I guess? Guess?
Guess.
Seed the clouds so it rains out all the acid rain. Then you have a clear atmosphere, and you neutralize the acid somehow, and you make baking soda volcanoes and water.
Yeah. So lots of different ways.
I haven't taken chemistry in like a decade and a half. Give me a break.
Well, hydrogen would need to be introduced, which would create graphite because it would react with the carbon dioxide.
Oh, and everyone on the futurism subreddit is talking about graphite tubes, so that's good for them.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff talking about, like, just you could lift the gas into space, which would be kind of hard.
That seems wasteful.
Well, you blast it with asteroids, possibly to shoot some of the gas into space, but that's going to take too much work. It's got a super slow rotation, which means that space elevators would be very difficult to build on it, because the rotation wouldn't be able to keep them going, rigid, basically. There's a lot. They're talking about a space shade, possibly, to put a big like umbrella around the planet to stop the sun from hitting it. Let's see. There's lots of, because it doesn't rotate super fast, so you could have not as many panels. I don't know. There's lots of cool stuff. I'm not going to go through this whole article, but the long and short of it, Matt, is even cooler because they're saying the atmospheric pressure and temperature approximately 50 kilometers above the surface are close to those of Earth's. So if we were to make possibly floating sky cities and giant light
like on Bespin,
that's right, used for initial exploration and ultimately permanent settlements. So you could basically figure out the technology to make like balloons that, or some sort of hovering technology. I'm assuming balloons.
Look,
in Star Wars, it's
Donald
repulsors,
Glover,
which aren't real.
Donald Glover, I know you're kind of busy right now, but if you want to be Lando in our actual reality,
all
we
Venus.
need is for you to go to Venus, make some balloons. It's fine. Just float around a little while. It's not a big deal. But wear a cape and advertise Colt 45.
Yep. So there is an issue, though, at those heights, the amount
You're
of
telling me there's an issue with colonizing Venus.
Yes. The main issue is that at the heights of 50 kilometers, you are directly in the clouds of sulfuric acid that are in the atmosphere.
Well, that doesn't seem good.
No. So they'll have to figure out a way around that. So
we're going to need some sort of acid-proof suits.
Yep. They were talking about, removing the carbon dioxide wouldn't be too difficult because there's lots of bacteria that like to carbon fix, basically. Remove the carbon out of the air. Plants,
Oh, yeah. And there's that whole, whatever the ocean creature was that caused the massive influx of oxygen in our atmosphere.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff
dioxide,
that happens like that. So that's not as bad. The carbon dioxide one's a lot easier for us to figure out, but It's that sulfuric acid and the fact that it's super hot, so it is bad because there's volcanoes and the sun. It's all bad.
Yeah,
so.
but you know what? That just tells me there's energy there to harvest and
That's
to,
true.
you know,
Thermal
to,
energy.
to harness that sort of thermal energy and then to put it in our iPads, and we can look at just so much porn, and it's all renewable.
Yep, renewable porn.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that was enlightening, Matt. Venus.
I'm glad this became this random thought that I had earlier today became an actual discussion.
Oh.
If anyone's still listening from earlier today, the game that I was thinking about that would be a good alternative to No Man's Sky is Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Citizen.
If
Comes
it
out
ever
later
gets
this
made,
year.
Yeah, sure it
Yes.
will. All right, listener comments. We gotta get to them before we end, so we're gonna do this. I want to talk to Bus Guy Driver.
Wait, no. Bus driver? Is that happening now?
Yeah.
I have a bumper. You
Yep.
gotta give me a warning for this shit, John.
All right. I want to talk about listener comments, starting with a guy that Matt has the bumper for.
Where'd I put it? Oh God. Okay, wait, no, wait. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait.
Las ruedas, el autobús dan vueltas y vueltas, vueltas y vueltas, vueltas y vueltas. El autobús dan
That is
vueltas y
amazing.
vueltas todo el día.
All right. Thank you. This is Justin, a.k.a. Hi Guy. Thank you for that as well. Hi Guy, Spanish bus driver guy, a.k.a. Justin here. Just wanted to let you know that I'm still alive and I do listen to your show. However, I do not live in Spain anymore, nor do I drive a bus.
Look, you'll always be Spanish bus driver guy to us.
I do still use Spanish Daily as a bilingual call center rep at the same bus company, though. I don't feel like recording or editing a sound clip right now, so I hope this will suffice. Take it easy, guys. Well, thanks for commenting in.
I don't think I have any clips that say Spanish bus driver and call center guy.
I'm sorry.
How about this?
Trial.
That works. Could you get Google Translate to say it? Like,
Oh, that was from my software before I registered it.
I know. That's
We
what
were having a horrible night of me trying to diagnose software
I
problems
basically
and not just putting up with it.
I put on my computer and I was playing games. Well, Matt was like on a hangout, being like, "All right, what does this sound
And it was just like,
All right,
oh,
how's
fuck,
this?"
it's not fucking working.
Trial.
Jesus,
Yeah.
goddamn, fuck, shit.
Yep, and like the audio software he was using was basically inserting the word trial in every like 30 seconds.
Because I hadn't paid for it. Like, hey, let's talk about Spanish bus driver guy and how
Yeah.
much we love him.
We love that you still listen. We love that you commented.
Yeah,
Awesome
we
to
love
hear.
that you wrote in. Oh man,
Yeah.
I do a lot of stuff on the internet, and I don't always have people actually write in. So it's very cool and awesome that you wrote into us.
Yep.
And that
glad
is
you still listen.
me being a genuine human for half a second. And
Back to Critical Matt.
Hey.
There it is. Yeah, all right, Matt's back. All right. I do also want to say if you can't donate to the Patreon, don't feel bad. Commenting
don't feel
is
bad.
great. Like any sort of interaction's awesome. Telling people to listen also helps. Like, hey, you guys want to listen to a podcast that is completely off the fucking rails? Here it is. And then listen to it because it's fun.
Hey, like back when podcasts didn't used to have formats or like be professionally produced, and if you ever feel nostalgic for those days,
Trial.
That's right. I want to talk about the next listener comment. TJ?
Yes. So
JJ.
before we get into this, I
Uh-huh.
want to do two things.
Okay.
Number one, I want to let you know that this is a rather new listener because this person is 50% of why I exist.
Oh, okay.
That being said,
so they're in the cloning facility where you were created.
exactly. That being said, I have yet to pronounce this name. Go for it.
Oh.
Oh, no, I got it. I think it's Yvonne.
Yvonne? I think it's Yvonne, right?
It is.
Oh, good.
But that particular spelling in a lot of different regions of this country
Yeah.
is pronounced Yvonne, and she's gotten
Yvonne.
that a lot.
Yvonne.
And actually, in Mississippi, where she's currently living, she's also actually literally got Yvonne.
Ugh.
Yep.
But it's more southern. It's relaxed. It's like Yvonne.
Yvonne.
Also,
Yvonne.
I think it's pronounced.
What was that?
That was me pronouncing. I forgot I had that pitch shifted.
Thank you. Yeah, that was creepy.
That was great pitch shifted.
I want to say the comment here. Just listen to the podcast. Interesting. I like the casino info most because that was because of the fact. Oh, I can't even talk because it's late. Because of the fact.
Hey TJ, do you want to read this email for us? Because John can't read.
Jesus Christ! I'm like 80% through this thing. Because of the fact that was my career. Would love to hear your thoughts on no laughing, ghostly orbs, and spirits. And since I was out all week, I didn't really have time to come up with anything for this. Well, I'm sure Matt maybe did, but...
Well, hey,
TJ.
look, Yvonne, I could talk for hours about...
We're going to talk about that next week. And
about spirits and my feelings on afterlife.
I really hope that Adam is on for this one because, boy, does he have some thoughts about that.
Does he have opinions about this? Oh, yes. Yes! I drink it up.
Yes,
but listeners,
opinions. He is a very much an capital atheist, so
hey, listeners,
the thoughts he have will be interesting.
I'm definitely
guy.
somewhat in there
Family
too.
Feud guy.
Yeah.
Do you have feelings about spirits and ghosts and things? Write them in.
Yes,
write them
write
into
them in.
whatever John's about to say right now.
Yep, that's what I wanted to say. Write them in. So go to the website, which is bornintheeighties.net, to leave feedback, as Justin and Brett have both done, and Yvonne, or was it Yvonne?
Yvonne, yep.
Yvonne left a comment
Yvonne.
on the website on the episode page. So, like, she listened to the episode, went to the website, left a comment in the comment section, and got in there. So that's the best ways to get to us. You can also email bitecast@gmail.com, which I haven't checked in like a month.
Yeah.
So now that I've said that, I'm going to look at it real quick to see if we've gotten any comments.
And you know what? There's going to be a lot of tangents next week, but I feel like this is going to be the bulk of it.
I do want to kind of throw something out there. If anyone wants to tweet me at on Twitter at mayofmay84 and they want me to play an old crappy game, I will try to stream it sometime this week.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, yes.
I might have to.
The oldest and the crappiest. Do you have E.T. on the Atari?
I don't.
Do you have?
I can make it happen.
Do you have Jekyll and Hyde for the NES?
I have it.
Do you have Revolution X Music as the weapon featuring Aerosmith on Super Nintendo?
Oh,
No,
I'm sure that version's the best. Oh, guys, we got an email from James. Bitecast@gmail.com.
Hello, James.
Do we know
Dear
James? Have we
Sir
heard from James
/
before?
Madam, this is James from ST Pins in China, a professional
Hi, James.
manufacturer for lapel pins.
Hold on one
Challenge
second, James.
coins.
Hold on,
medallions.
James. Hold on, James.
Police badges.
That is one big pile of shit.
Belt buckles, key rings, and etc. The advantage of our products are 1. Competitive price. 2. High quality. 3. 100% on-time delivery. 4. Quick respond for any inquiries. Please feel free to contact me. Thanks and best regards.
Hey, did you know that you can make $1,000 a week from home, and James knows how?
Okay, I want to say this though.
Should we string him along like we did?
I'm not even saying string him along. He's got a website that I'm going to click right now and get a virus. Now that I think about it, I probably shouldn't. But
no. What's the website? I can click it. Immunity free. That's not the right way to say that. But I've got lots of protection on my browser.
Oh, okay. I'm looking this up. Oh no, it's a real one. stpins.com. It's just a custom lapel pin.
With a Z.
No, it's an S. So it's just Chinese. They just make metal pins that are
I feel like that's at least 40% less cool than pins with a Z.
It is. It is
I'm
definitely.
gonna get the Soldier of the Sky pin.
Okay. No, what I'm saying is, do you know what challenge coins are? Have you guys heard of what challenge coins are?
Yeah, GameStop sold a Call of Duty version of one of those. But
Okay.
yeah.
So Challenge Coin was like a military thing, basically, for a long time. And so if you were in the military service, you would get your Challenge Coin. And it would be like, hey, I was a Marine. Here's my Challenge Coin. You got to show me your Challenge Coin, or you owe me a drink or something like that, basically. And so the idea is that service members always got this secret club. Like, they got their Challenge Coin, and you always got to have it with you so that you can always be part of the club. We should make Born in the 80s Challenge Coins. So the biters, the bite club.
Yes, the biters.
Hashtag biters for life.
A man shitting out of his mouth.
Hashtag bite life.
Technicolor.
Nibblers.
Did you say a man shitting out of his mouth?
What? No.
Jesus.
I said.
Oh, guys, they make poker chips. Can we get Born in the 80s poker chips?
How about
we could go with Bitelings.
Hey, we could get some soft enamel nickel-plated bottle openers up in
That
here.
is a long toilet clip.
Yeah.
Can we get...
Which one? This one?
Oh, good.
Oh.
So this episode is over so much. No, but TJ, what were you saying just a second ago?
I like the name either Nibblers or Bitelings for our.
Oh my God,
listeners.
Nibblers.
I like biters. Because it's a very evocative word.
Okay, that's another listener. Hey,
Hey, listeners.
What do you want to be
write
called?
in. Do you want to be nibblers or biters or bites or born in the 80s or Milos?
Nibblers, biters, bitelings. I like bitelings because it's like banelings. Nibblers, biters.
Yeah, bitelings is good.
Bitelings.
Bitralisks.
Okay, now you're just doing StarCraft. Bitists.
Stalagmites.
That seems like a white power thing. Let's not do that.
Did you say, what did you say?
Stalagmites.
Stalagmites. Hashtag
Oh, yes,
bite power.
Bite.
No. Let's avoid the stuff that rhymes with white and is associated with historical racism.
Hashtag bite power. Oh my God, I love that. How about hashtag bite the power? Is that better?
Bite the
Like
power.
Fight the power, but bite the power. Okay, we gotta end this. So the website is Matt. Get the song. Okay, thank you. That's the ending song. Thank you. The website is bornintheeighties.net.
I feel like this was a very tight show.
It's not. We're like at two and a half hours or some nonsense.
No, I think this is the one that's going to go to the iTunes front page.
It already did, and it was the first one that was on there, which is where we got some of our listeners that have been on forever. So it worked out. Fuck, we're gonna hit the 2-hour mark here of recording. So this is awful.
I'm not going to listen to this one if it's all right with you guys.
That's totally fine. I will because I edit it. So bornintheeighties.net is the website, or bitecast or at gmail.com is the email if you want to email, or you can go on the website and leave a comment or feedback.
Hey, tell us about your orb stories.
Yes, orbs, ghostly orbs, ghost stories, hauntings.
As a fan community, what do you want to be called?
And what do you want to be called? We got nibblers, biters, bitelings, bitists, stalagmites, hashtag bite power.
I think biters is the clear winner to me. Everybody's voting for biters.
Well, I don't think any votes have come in yet because they have.
I think everybody's voting for biters.
So let us know, or if you come up with your own, how about that? If you come up with your own and we love it, then we'll go with that. So
wait, no, it's born in the 80s. So how about birthers?
Okay,
no.
birthers. Hashtag birthers. Hashtag where's the papers. Hashtag Hawaii. I don't know. Hashtag where's this long form birth certificate? Wait, what about born in the 80s, right? We're all about being positive and having a format of a show that's very much just kind of not typical, free flowing, a lot of truth.
Yeah.
Can we be truthers?
Yeah.
Truthers?
Yeah.
How about
No.
the truthers?
I think that might already be a thing.
Oh shit! All right. Anyway, whatever you want to be called, let us know.
The Goonies.
Dicks out for Harambe.
The Goonies are good enough. Dicks out for Harambe. BornInThe80s.net is the website. Go there, or you can meet us on Facebook or Twitter. Our Twitter handles are well known to the world.
This is the kind of thing that my parents used to warn me about letting onto the internet because
I'm gonna
it's
say-
permanent.
Twitter handles. I'm gonna make sure to add those onto the show notes every time now. So, Matt, are you just giggling at yourself?
I'm giggling at the pitch shifted song.
Oh, you've edited this.
Horrifying. I put it down half an octave. It's horrifying.
You've somehow made a terrible thing worse. And that is the Born in the 80s promise. Making terrible things worse.
It's the Born in the 80s way.
That's right, the bite way, the biter way.
Listen to those vocals.
Turn it up. Let's hear. Play us out. There's no vocals now.
No.
We missed
They'll
it.
come back. They always come back.
Yeah. Well, until they come back, you guys playing Pokemon Go, right?
Now,
Nope.
I tried.
I had to make room
for
for
about 5
Born in-
minutes.
Oh, here
Hey,
we go.
look! Everybody go onto Spotify and search for Matt Haig
Oh.
Music. MATTHAAG Music.
Oh.
2 A's, 1 J, G, and Haig. And just, fuck.
Fuck!
Just loop it all. Just loop it
You're
all
killing
forever.
me.
Turn
Loop it
that
all
down.
forever.
This is audio diarrhea.
That's the Born in the 80s promise.
That's right.
Sorry, bus driver guy.
No, we love you guys. Thanks for listening, and we will catch you next week. Fucking Christ. That got
Bye.
bad. Oh. Now we're recording this.
I went all in on the sound design on this one.
Let me hit play so I can hear it. Hear the mix. Wow. It does sound like it's coming out of like someone's like
a
can.
shitty elevator speaker.
Like a can almost.
Yeah. This is what it sounds like normally.
Uh-huh. Alright, let's do a sound check. Matt, talk.
Who's Matt?
Hi, I'm Matt Haig, co-host of the Born in the 80s podcast,
Alright.
with your host, those
Me,
guys.
John Rowe. I'm the other host, and I'm going to talk like this. This is how I talk. And TJ, how do you talk?
I'm going to be talking like this, again talking from my phone, although I probably could kick the computer in the next 5 minutes, but that's how I talk.
That's fine. Let me just, alright, everyone silence for a moment while I listen. Alright, our voices all sound good. I think, Matt, your audio mix was quite loud, and I don't know if you did that on purpose. It is possible you purposefully made it loud as a joke.
What?
Was that your thought?
What?
I said, were you making the audio loud as a joke?
No. Is it louder than it usually is?
No, but it's just, when we're talking over it. It's
I
loud.
tripped over a guitar for a second.
It's okay. I need to add another thing.
You're a little
shit,
crackly.
Fuck, what was I talking about? Oh.
Am I coming through crackly at all?
Nope.
No.
Okay, I'm
Oh,
gonna
my.
disconnect for a second and increase my buffer.
Am I the only one left?
I'm here.
Okay.
Matt had to take a break. I guess he's fiddling with his pooter parts.
Yeah, my icon in the corner doesn't show you anymore, so
Oh no, I'm here and you're here.
Okay.
And the live recording mix shows that no icons are present, but we're all talking. So.
Okay, that's lovely. Oh, all the icons are back.
Hey, Matt.
And...
No, Matt can't hear us.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and screw it up one more time, just because. You know, we're not too far into this right now.
Yeah. That's fine.
Oh, hi guys.
Hi, Matt. Good. There it is.
So is that too loud?
Yeah, for sure.
Is my voice too loud?
No, it's like really loud. It's about the same level as your voice. I mean, maybe that's what you want for a bumper. But if it's something.
Well, this should be underscoring though. How's that?
That's much better.
That's better, yeah. So much better.
Okay. Yeah. The bumpers should be louder.
Yeah, the bumper should be loud, for sure.
Like
but
this.
That sounds fine. That's loud.
Trial.
Not the trial again.
Trial.
Yeah, I got it.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jesus Christ. Just play them all. Get them all. No, don't waste them all. You gotta have surprises. Are you ready?
I got surprises. All
right. Well, we should start though, because it's 9:20.
Okay, let me put
You
on
guys
my
gotta go to work
professional
tomorrow.
pants.
I don't.
I work tomorrow at noon.
I don't have to go to work tomorrow because I'm going to the therapist. Wah wah. Wait, hold on.
So yeah.
I would like to mention I had nothing to do with that. Matt joked about that all by himself.
No, you got. I mean, it is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, it's not really what I thought it would be.
Yeah. Well, whatever.
She's not solving all my problems, John. She wants me to solve all my own problems, and that's
boy.
bullshit. Because I'm paying her.
Yeah, she should do it all for you. Let's see. Oh, KFC's secret recipe accidentally has been revealed.
I know one of the ingredients.
Did you know this? This is amazing. This was such an accident.
Really?
Yeah, apparently Chicago Tribune's Jay Jones visited Harlan Sanders Cafe and Museum. Along with that visit, he took a trip to speak to Colonel Sanders' nephew, who helped mix the spices when he was a boy. During some tale-telling, Ludington pulled out a scrapbook with some old photos and documents. One of these was a handwritten note with the recipe. Here it is. The recipe.
I heard a noise. Did anyone else hear a noise?
I heard a noise.
Adam.
Is he joining? Is he here? Adam!
Ooh, he says he has plans specifically tonight, but he wants to be on the next episode, so...
Fuck that guy.
Wow, he said he's coming back!
Oh, yeah. He just heard we're making bank now, so he wants in on the cash
yeah, he's
train.
like, oh, everybody's talking to us. Okay. Guys, before we officially start, we're going to put this in the end bit, but I'm going to tell everyone, because this is all going after the bumper at the end, the 11 secret spices.
Okay, hold on.
Is it
Ready?
supposed to be 11?
Steady? Go.
Okay. 11 spices. Mix these with 2 cups of white flour, 2/3 teaspoon salt, 1/2 teaspoon thyme, 1/2 teaspoon basil, 1/3 teaspoon oregano, 1 teaspoon celery salt, 1 teaspoon black pepper, 1 teaspoon dried mustard, 4 teaspoons of paprika, 2 teaspoons garlic salt, 1 teaspoon ground ginger, and 3 teaspoons pepper. Fuck, I did this wrong. TS is tablespoons. But that's okay. It's exactly what I said, but tablespoons.
TBS is tablespoons.
Nope. So the way that
is it a capital T or lowercase t?
It's a capital T, small s. So actually,
that's tablespoons.
Yes. So people were like, that was confusing, but some people did some tests, and they were like, that is
Hey,
definitely
you know,
tablespoons.
Look, it's still a secret then.
What he's saying,
No
though,
one
is
will
that,
ever know whether the T means table or tea.
and of course, was it KFC was like, yeah, that could be the recipe. I don't know.
They
Maybe
were like,
that
was
what we
the
did.
recipe when we
Yeah.
used to use actual spices. Now
Yeah.
it's like MSG and styrofoam.
Well, yeah. Whatever's cheapest. But anyway,
I
so
love
if you want to
I love MSG.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's delicious.
If you want to make your own, I just chug it. If you want to make your own KFC at home, there it is. Use tablespoons.
MSG challenge, everybody. Chug a full bottle of MSG. Put it on YouTube.
Do you know what I had today? I had a Rockstar energy drink on my drive back from
Oh, that
Mackinac
sounds
Island.
horrifying.
Rockstar, what was it called? Like lime freeze.
That sounds awful, John.
I
Why don't you just get like a Starbucks double shot or something that actually tastes like something?
What? This tastes like delicious lime freeze.
I like the
Yeah,
Monster Energy
lime
drinks that are
freeze.
tea.
What'd you say?
I like the Monster Energy drinks that are tea.
I don't
They got
like.
that.
Ugh.
Yeah.
They've got
No.
that Rojo tea that's really good.
So I usually drink the Rockstar Recovery, which is.
Is that like a hangover here?
Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. I'm thinking
What?
Monster. I wasn't thinking Rockstar.
No, yeah, you're
Nah.
thinking Monster, but I drink Rockstar Recovery, which is different because it's I believe it's 0 calories, 10 calories per serving. So it's good old fake sugar. Which kind? Let me read the ingredients.
Sucralose.
Probably
It's got to be
stevia.
sucralose.
Stevia.
No.
No, wait, that has calories, doesn't it?
It's sucralose.
Yes, that's Splenda. Sucralose is Splenda.
So, but it's good because
That's the yellow one.
It's Rockstar Recovery is good because it has orange juice or lemon juice, whichever one you get, because there's lemonade and orange one, like 4%
Yeah, like
juice. So it's not really any.
0.5%.
Yeah. Well, it's like 4%, but but the thing
You're
is
still
that
crackling on my end.
no, but I am.
Everybody is. It's my incoming buffer.
I was about to say because I listened to the mix and it sounds fine. So no, but
Yeah,
what I like
the outgoing stuff's fine, but yeah.
what I like about the Rockstar Recovery is it's not carbonated, so basically it just tastes like a juice drink, but it has the same amount of caffeine as like a cup of coffee. So if it's like the morning and I don't feel like drinking a hot beverage, I can have like an orange juice that has caffeine in it.
It's nice and smooth.
It's smooth, yeah. There's no carbonation, so you're just kind of like, Anyway, I like how they're like, does it have vitamins B12? And someone says, yes, B6, B12, chock full of good stuff. And now I don't know if I would say Rockstar is chock full of good stuff. I
Well,
would say
they throw the B vitamins in because that's supposed to help you recover from a hangover faster.
it's
and,
chock.
and that's supposed to be like an energy booster too, but it really doesn't work unless if you're actually deficient in B vitamins.
Oh, I know.
B vitamins just help you process the carbohydrates.
I just like how it gives me caffeine, and if I don't feel like a coffee.
Hey, you know what else has about the equivalent amount of caffeine as a cup of coffee and is good in the morning?
What?
Coffee, John.
I like coffee. I really do. It's just some days on the weekend, I'm like, I want a nice little delicious, treat, a sweet treat. And
It's like liquid Smarties. I'm just not an energy drink guy. I used to drink back in my younger days before I was in my third decade. I would drink the 5-hour energy drink, and I would just choke that shit down as fast as I could.
Can I mention that my Google hole has taken me to a weasyl.com, weasyl.com.
Well, that's a good spelling.
Yep. Fursuit prop lime freeze energy drink. Someone has made a furry can of lime freeze Rockstar energy drink.
All right.
You can purchase to use as part of your fursona.